Africa is a continent rich with opportunity. And when business and communities come together, its astonishing potential begins to be felt. With the Millennium Development Goals steering these partnerships, Africa's future is being rewritten with innovation, foresight, and inclusivity. Crossing the length and breadth of the continent, our journalists uncover these stories and share them with the world. Join us now for remarkable stories of partnerships across Africa, building the future and changing lives. It's Africa's time.
This is the uniform I was talking about. It's only worn during the occasions. That's the rank.
Yeah.
Is that the major
Yeah,
one?
it's the one.
I see, man knows. The award was for?
It's given by head of state. Our Air Force went into strike. He wanted to overturn the government, so we saved the country.
Apparently on a clear day, it's possible to see Mount Kenya and Kilimanjaro from up here. We'll be traveling to the foothills of majestic Mount Kenya to find out what lies behind the huge success of a rose farm nestled on its slopes. Awaiting us is the story of a man who moved from an uncertain future into a bright tomorrow for his family and future generations. I'm standing at the equator. This has been quite a journey. We started in Nairobi and made our way all the way up north to Nanyuki on the equator. Nanyuki is on the foothills of Mount Kenya. It is over there, behind the clouds. I promise you it is. What a wonderful place to grow roses.
Welcome, this is our first greenhouse, and we have named it G1, Greenhouse 1.
This is where it all began.
Yeah, I don't know whether you knew that Sunland has got the best flowers in Kenya. We are in a very high altitude, and that's why you can see flowers as tall as me or you. After retiring from the military, I met with a gentleman called Viljoen. We decided to go into vegetable. We did that for about 5 years. Then we said, why can't we try something else? Then we ventured into flower farming. That's how it started. Every block has got somebody who takes care on that block. This base are taken care by this lady called Florence Karamta.
She picks, she suckers, she balances.
Everybody will know where he starts and where he ends every day. Habari yako? Kwa nini unaogopa wageni? Yeah.
You take care of them like you're taking care of children, eh?
Yes, it's like that because I must level the heads
Right.
so that there is no damage or bruising.
So you have to take care of them gently, nicely. To reduce the use of pesticides, Sunland uses scouts to identify pests, then introduce natural predators to eradicate them so that spot spraying is the last resort.
I was telling you this is our best varieties when it comes to the Valentine time.
Right.
I don't know what is good for reds with the ladies.
Yes.
I'm told that if a lady doesn't given this during the Valentine, it will be a war. That is our time of getting money. If you haven't made your money during that time, then you are not in business. Let's go up. Hope you are not tired.
No, not at all, not at all. Major, what do we have here?
We have got earthworms. It is a juice made from various leftovers.
Yes.
Then it comes to this tank. You can see even where they are living is very fertile.
Ooh,
Can you see something? And with a very nice smell.
it's very nice.
Since you are not a farmer, you won't have noticed.
Right.
The plants are very happy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's because of the juice in it.
It's extraordinary what the Major and his partner have achieved with hard work and technical expertise. But the true impetus came via a partnership with Standard Chartered Bank. This took Sunland to the next level.
Sunland is one of the many stories that we're proud of. We've seen their hectares grow from 4 hectares to 20 hectares. We've seen the people that they employ raise from 100 to 250 employees. And we're actually proud to have partnered with them all along their success story so far. If you looked at Kenya probably about 15 years ago exporting flowers, it was nowhere on the map. Today I believe it's the second largest exporter of cut flowers across the world.
It's always nice to see you when you're around. I noticed from the credits that are coming in, we are now doing almost double what we used to do about 2-3 months ago. The good thing with that is that it shows either your market now has gone up or you have a new market where your sales are quite good.
So I think it's personally gratifying to see a company grow quite healthily over the last 5 years and grow even stronger with our help. They have faced risks. But I'm quite proud that we actually stepped in to help them manage the risk as well. In 2011, due to the exchange rate fluctuation in the world market and in Kenya in particular, we had a lot of customers like Sunland who had their receivables in foreign currency, but their costs and payments in local currency suffer quite a bit. Using forwards and FX hedging techniques, we help them manage their risks so that it's predictable in terms of what the local currency equivalent of their receivables would be, to help them manage their cash flow.
From the start, the Major and his partner were committed to the best techniques for their agribusiness. From simple beginnings, Sunland's annual turnover today is around $4 million, with exports to the Middle East, Europe, Australia, and Russia.
SMEs contribute 60% of the GDP of Kenya. As Kenya's economic growth rates accelerate even further, the growth of SMEs would be disproportionately higher than the rest of the economy. So from a business point of view, it's a great opportunity as well. But one of our taglines is here for good. We've been here in Kenya for over 100 years, and we will be here for a longer time as well.
The UNDP's 8th Millennium Development Goal promotes global partnerships. The inclusive relationship between Sunland Roses and Standard Chartered Bank is a great example of this.
This critical initiative will promote income and employment generation and lift the people condition and position medium and small enterprise to compete at the international level. This has an important role in promoting wealth creation in the country. When you see that the private sector has increased the financial cash flow for development, we realize that indeed private sector has a critical role to play in the realization of the MDG 8. And what's important also is the way that this mechanism create a middle class entrepreneurs that will help the country in lifting the condition of the poor, particularly women and youth.
Recently, we commissioned an independent study across Africa to look at the impact that Standard Chartered has on the economy. We had 2 quite startling revelations for us. The first one was that through the economic activities that Standard Chartered undertakes and the clients that we support, we actually contribute to 5.5% of the GDP of the country. And the second one was the impact of our lending on jobs. For every $1 million that we lend out to SMEs, we actually create nearly 300 jobs, which helps us not only as a business, but helps the greater community as well.
Before Before we started the Sunland Roses, we were very poor. We didn't have anything, honestly. We could not even pay our workers at home. We could not even pay the bills for the electricity. We started with one greenhouse. Major didn't know he could do that. You see, he was employed as a soldier. But that was God's plan.
There is something today in the house of the Lord. There is something today in the house of the Lord.
Every morning before we start off, we must have prayers. And on Saturdays, we have got another session of prayers. So I think it's very unique in this farm. These are the people who are assisting us to make money. So you have to look after them. If they are not there, we can't go farming. When it comes to social work, it's a duty to everybody. You are a Kenyan citizen, you have to assist your fellow Kenyans.
With prosperity comes the opportunity to live out your deepest values and give back. Mrs. Mwiti started an orphanage, which Sunland as a company now supports, providing a loving home and care to local children.
The government knows we are here. And also the government gives us small allowances these days of money to buy food. The Sunland Roses, they help me in paying the salaries for the workers.
Sunland has been a great partner for us, and we've helped them grow quite a bit as well. We want to partner with them into the future as well, help them grow even further, help them diversify as they're looking to do right now as well. And as they grow bigger, giving them the advice on how to transition from a family-owned enterprise to a more corporate structure, how to manage risks better. Actually, we'd like to partner with them throughout the whole journey.
Would you then say, Major, that what you do on the foothills of Mount Kenya assists in people's relationships around the world?
Just to keep people together. I would like to see that this operation continues, not for the benefit of my family, but for the benefit of the society and Kenya as a whole.